I think the mobile lifestyle within the military affects my career in several different ways. Not knowing where you're moving to or finding out where you are moving to or PCSing to, it's very difficult to figure out what industries are there, what companies are located there. So a lot of research and preparation needs to go into that.
It's sort of like a double-edged sword because I'm so proud to be a military spouse, to have my husband serve this country, but then not being able to find a stable or establish a career.
The Military Spouse Employment Partnership is a partnership of over 200 organizations who have committed to hire and relocate military spouses throughout their service members' career.
The MCEP LinkedIn group was instrumental to connecting me to my current employer. When I initially joined the group, I did not really know how it would benefit me until I was recently hired with Bozzuto.
Military spouses, by definition, their careers are kind of, say, disjointed or fragmented. They end up moving around a lot, and many of them have to start over.
MCEP provides the stability of knowing that when they get to the next duty station, they have a job, they have somewhere to go. They don't have to worry about the income, they don't have to worry about having something to do.
I don't typically look at the word career and label that with a military spouse because we move so much. But with MCEP, what I love is that they're talking to these employers of these large corporations who have subsidiary companies in different, cities around the world. And they're saying, work with these spouses as they PCS and as they move because they are valuable to your company. They will add a great value to the company that you work for.
Military spouses play a huge role in helping us to educate the associates that we hire that are not military, that have never been around the military. We need them to share their experiences and to let them know how important this organization is.
You're talking about a fantastic addition to your workforce, right? These are proven individuals. They're fantastic employees. They've got a great track record with us, and I would strongly recommend just joining MCEP for no other reason than to get access to this fantastic network.
The partners who we have in the MCEP program are very involved because they care about national security, they care about assisting our veterans and our service members and our military families. But most importantly, they understand that they're receiving a loyal employee, that they're hiring a 21st century talent, someone who has flexibility and adaptability and loyalty. And they understand if they can successfully hire a military spouse while their service member is in a career, that service member may also become a loyal employee. So it really is a win-win for the business and for the Department of Defense.
Mrs. Rosemary Williams is the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Military, Community, and Family Policy. In that role, she is responsible for policies and programs that support, care for, and empower military families and the military community, which include family centers and family support programs, child development and youth programs, non-medical counseling, military spouse career advancement, the voluntary education program for military personnel, morale, welfare, and recreation, and family violence prevention and intervention. She also provides oversight for the Armed Forces retirement homes, casualty and mortuary affairs, and military funeral honors. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Military, Community, and Family Policy, Mrs. Rosemary Williams.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our nation's capital and to the Pentagon. I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules and in many cases traveling great distances to be with us here today. Your presence clearly demonstrates your steadfast commitment to our shared goals for the Military Spouse Employment Program, connecting talented military spouses with careers that contribute to your organization's success. Today, we continue to expand our MCEP community of partners by welcoming 60 new members. We will highlight several of our most active, successful, enduring partners who have agreed to share their stories about how and why they joined the MSEP partnership and how military spouses have helped them achieve business success. It is because of your continued commitment and hard work that we are reducing the 26% unemployment rate and closing the 25% wage gap experienced by today's military spouses. You've hired over 55,000 military spouses in your facilities and virtually worldwide. And for those landmark accomplishments, a year ahead of our goals set with the White House's Joining Forces initiative, I congratulate you for a job well done. That really speaks to your commitment. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the Honorable Frederick E. Vollrath, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Readiness and Force Management, and my boss. Mr. Vollrath is responsible for all matters related to civilian and military personnel policy, readiness of the force, military community and family policy, diversity management, and equal opportunity, as well as oversight of the Department of Defense Education Activity and Defense Commissary Agency. Mr. Vollrath retired from the U.S. Army in 1998 with the rank of Lieutenant General after serving 35 years in Human Resource Management Command and staff positions. He last served as the U.S. Army's Deputy Chief of Staff for Personnel. Secretary Vollrath is a strong leader who is passionate about taking care of our troops, their families, and survivors. He knows firsthand that families also serve. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Fred Vollrath.
Thank you all very much. Welcome, distinguished guests, one and all. An official welcome on behalf of the Secretary of Defense, Secretary Chuck Hagel, and my boss, the Acting Undersecretary for Personnel and Readiness, the Honorable Jessica Wright. I don't know exactly what we have in the program, but I'm a sub. She couldn't make it this morning for personal reasons. So I hope to be able to fill her shoes adequately. I'd like to start with a little audience participation. Everybody have one of these? Okay. If you would, take a look at the back and just take a minute and read what the President said in 2012. It starts with, our military spouses are a vital part of communities across America and around the world. And you can continue to read that, and I'll talk over your reading, because that's really what brings us here this morning. The family and the spouse in particular are critical to the readiness of your force. The family, and particularly the spouse, is critical to the readiness of your force, America. And to the degree that you can help that family and the spouse in particular, you help the country. Make no mistake about it. In large measure, that's why the corporations and organizations represented in MSEP are here, or signed up in the recent past years. But I would also have to share with you something that I learned after I left the 35 years in the military that you just heard about. Because after that, I went to work in corporate America as the head of human resources for a large global corporation, a truly global corporation, and in corporate terms, large. I don't think any corporation even comes close to matching Department of Defense in its budget. But in corporate America, a relatively large corporation. And in that capacity of heading up human resources for that corporation, there was this program that started called MSEP. And this corporation joined forces, as the First Lady likes to call it. But what I want to share with you, okay, is that you recognize, and more importantly, we recognize, in part why you sign up for a program like this. You do so, number one, for the reasons that I already stated. Because it contributes to the readiness of your military and they in turn support you, America. But you also do this because it's good for your company and for your organization. Let's be truthful, okay? In my experience in corporate America, we never hired an employee out of the goodness of our heart. We always hired because it would make a difference in our corporation and the support of our customers. And you all, the 60 new members that join us today, made that same business decision. Because it's good for America, but it's also good for your corporation. Otherwise, frankly, you shouldn't do it, because you will not be able to make good on your promise to join forces. It would be a hollow promise any other way, right? And I thank each and every one of you sitting in the audience today representing the 60 corporations, because you had to take this decision to your senior leadership in your company or corporation or organization to get their buy-in. And so it's an assumption on our part, okay, that we have your wholehearted support from the CEO and chairman on down to us worker bees like the head of HR or the hiring executives in employment relations that make it real, Statistically, as you heard briefly, this has been an extremely successful program. And we on the Department of Defense side assume that it's that successful because our spouses are honest contributors to your bottom line and the success of your organization. That's a fair assumption, I assert. And so it is with that background that we look forward to your joining MSEP in helping to improve our country and its security, and us helping to improve your organization, your corporation, in the objectives that you have set out. You all have made quite a commitment, because you have bought into the idea that there is a certain benefit to turnover in your corporation. You have bought into the idea that once you have a good employee, you'll hang on to that good employee regardless of where he or she happens to have to move because of their spouse's military service. So for what you are about to do, we thank you sincerely. We look forward to working with you over the coming years and see how well together we have done promoting the defense of our country and taking care of those great men and women in our force. You, in turn, are the patriots this morning because you are supporting us in the Department of Defense. So, thank you from the bottom of our heart, and we look forward to committed partnership, which is always a two-way street. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have with us today Ms. Jill Bruning, General Manager and Vice President for the Global Security Group, which is part of the Federal Services Division of URS Corporation. Ms. Bruning is an Air Force spouse with more than 30 years of corporate executive experience in the federal sector. She and URS have made significant contributions to our intelligence and DoD communities. Here to share her personal story and describe the role that MSEP partners, and URS Corporation in particular, have played in helping military spouses establish and maintain careers, please welcome Ms. Jill Bruning.
Thank you. As the speaker said, I'm an Air Force spouse. I have 5 children and 3 grandchildren. I also have the privilege of a master's degree in mechanical engineering from MIT. When I got out of grad school and met my husband, I had no idea what I was in for. I thought he looked good in the blue polyester pants in those days. But we traveled around the country, deployed multiple times, and I spent some time as that pseudo-single mom. I had the privilege of working for a lot of defense contractors, and I found the synergy between being supported at work very important to me. We talk about climbing the corporate ladder. When you're a military spouse, you're sort of on a jungle gym. It goes lots of different directions, takes you lots of different places. And I spent a lot of time learning skills like change management, making decisions on my own and quickly, organization, how to pack up a house really fast with a whole bunch of kids and drive across the country. But you learn to do a lot of things on your own. You learn to be a self-starter, and all of those things end up being very good for your career and for your company. After my husband started his second career, where his dream job is now working on a farm raising Black Angus cattle, it's his turn to support me, and when we have a great partnership, and he does that very well. And one of the things that makes companies ideal for military spouses in MSEP is really because they support corporate families as well. When I joined URS, we were supporting hiring military and helping transition. We joined MSEP, and we now use the portal to be able to recruit and bring military spouses into that same commitment. Being able to now focus on my career, I run about $1 billion organization with 5,000 employees. A lot of the skills I use every day at work came from the predicaments I was in as a military spouse. So it's valuable for the country, and it's valuable for your career. And now, on behalf of all the military spouses, it's a great pleasure that I introduce Betty Welsh, who is the spouse of our 20th Chief of Staff of the Air Force, General Mark Welsh. And another fellow grandma. And after 20 military assignments and about that many relocations, she knows the challenges also that face our career-minded military spouses. She is a credentialed dietitian, a nutritional expert, health and fitness professional, and has done it all. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Welsh. Let me get some of this out of the way.
Good morning. Thank you. I want to send out a special thank you to Meg O'Grady and Laura Dempsey and the entire MSEP team for all your hard work in helping to support our military spouses. It's a great honor to be here today and represent our Air Force. But there are amazing spouses across all of our services, and I'm here on behalf of all of them to thank you. Our airmen, soldiers, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. I'd like to start out with a brief story about a young Marine couple, Matt and Kristen. Matt graduated from the basic school and officer candidate school last year, and they were visiting our house a few weeks ago and staying in the kitchen, and we're having a discussion. And Matt was telling us about a young friend of his who had graduated from college with him and was doing really well in the oil and gas business in Texas. Matt looked at his young bride, Kristen, and said, "We need to get into the oil and gas business." Kristen looked at him and half smiled, and she said, "I was." You see, Kristen had just moved from Fort Worth, Texas, resigned from a very lucrative job in the oil and gas business to be with her Marine husband. Luckily, they're in love. And how do I know this? I know this because the young Marine is my son, Matt. Kristen and I have talked a lot about employment and military life. She, like all of our spouses, has a wonderful attitude and hopes that with her education and her experience, as they move, she'll be able to find a job. And because of you, I've been able to assure her that there's support out there. I've seen the support grow firsthand. If I can go back 35 years, Mark and I met the summer I graduated from college. Upon graduation, I didn't have any trouble finding a job. I had volunteered and interned at a hospital on Long Island, and upon graduation, they offered me a job as an assistant dietitian. I was very excited. I was going to be working with people that I had worked with before and live in the community that I had been supported by and with friends that I knew. When I moved to Arizona with Mark, the challenges of finding a job began, as well as the obstacles. I did not know anyone in my profession and had to start all over from scratch. A story plenty of you can relate to. And this continued with each and every move. In 2001, I applied for a nutrition counselor for the Women, Infant, and Children Overseas program in Ramstein, Germany. I got a call from the HR department telling me they were processing my application. They said my resume was a problem because there were some holes in it where I had taken time off to raise our 4 children, and the length of my employments were erratic. I explained as well as I could over the phone and was invited to interview. Luckily, I overcame the deficiencies in my resume with a good interview and convincing sell of myself. Mark and I have moved 20 times since. I've held 10 plus jobs, from nutrition counselor to personal trainer. I've owned and operated my own business and also was an operations director for a 5-star resort. At each stop along the way, I did a pretty good job of recreating myself and my career, but I would have given anything to have had MSEP supporting, coaching, and backing me in my efforts. We've come a long way. Today, the game has changed. Thanks to MSEP's efforts, these companies now understand and are hiring from the most savvy, caring, dependable, well-educated group of people you can, a military spouse. Today, our spouses across services and generations benefit from the partnerships MSEP has with companies, large and small. Because MSEP is helping the public to understand what we all know, that behind every great airman, soldier, sailor, Marine, and Coast Guardsman is a spouse and a family that serves too, and they bring value to our workplace and to our nation. Each of those spouses and each of those families benefit from each of you and all that MSEP does. And while we're here to celebrate these new partnerships, it's also important to remember what MSEP does internally. In 2007, I decided to start my own business. I was tired of working for low wages and wanted to be my own boss. It was an exciting time. It didn't take long for me to build up my clientele because I had worked in the health and fitness industry in the area I was living in for a couple of years. What was difficult was figuring out the legalities, tax implications, insurance coverage, and the list goes on. I spent hours that first year getting it all together, researching, meeting with lawyers, talking with people who had run their own business, and figuring it all out. I was finally on a roll. And you guessed it, Mark got orders. I won't make you raise your hand, but I'm sure a few of the spouses here have been in the exact same situation because it happens every day. And like each of you who's gone through this, all these questions come to mind. Do all these rules apply to where I'm moving? Who do I talk to? Where do I turn? And that's on top of the list of the questions that comes with every PCS move, from school to housing. You know, since moving isn't stressful enough. Today, thanks to the work MSEP does internally, there are answers to those questions and a resource to reach out to. MSEP is working not only to answer these questions, but to make our careers portable. Like I said, we could all use a little help from time to time. And MSEP is that help. And with great new partners like these we add today, I know my daughter-in-law, Kristen, like many other spouses, are ready for the future. I believe, like all of you, that our military spouses are each of these characteristics I mentioned earlier: savvy, caring, dependable, flexible, and well-educated. And MSEP has strengthened these qualities in our military spouses, all while educating the civilian population on the value they bring to the workforce. We cannot thank you enough. We are very grateful. A friend of mine recently shared a quote with me that has carried me on many a day. It's not what you are that holds you back, it's what you think you are not. Especially here in November, the National Military Family Month. I want to thank MSEP and all of the new partners for recognizing our spouses and helping them realize how truly special they are. Thank you.
As we continue to salute our MSEP community of partners, we'll now hear from three of our most successful enduring partners, the Army Air Force Exchange Service, a federal partner, and two of our national and global partners, the CSC Corporation and Northrop Grumman. Representing the Army Air Force Exchange Service, please welcome Mr. Michael Imler, Chief Strategy Officer, and military spouse Mrs. Kathy Young, Human Resource Manager at Fort Belvoir, Fort Myer, Fort A.P. Hill, and Fort McNair.
Good morning. I want to thank y'all for the opportunity to come and talk to you today about MSEP and how it's applied within the Army and Air Force Exchange Service. Chocolate and peanut butter, Air Force blue and silver. Thank you, ma'am. Air Force blue and silver. Terrific pairings we all may be familiar with. But today I have a new match for you. We could add to the list of things made for each other: military spouses and the Army and Air Force Exchange Service. The criteria for a winning combination is simple: two good entities that come together to make a great combination. When it comes to military spouses and the exchange, both parties are committed to supporting soldiers and airmen. When put together, they become the model of service to those we serve. And why not? No one understands the unique needs of America's troops better than those who have been on point at home. Spouses generally care about those who have earned the opportunity to shop at the exchange. They breathe life into the love and appreciation we all feel for the military. In return for their service, the exchange works not only to retain those who join our team, but offer opportunities for advancement as spouses move from location to location to location to location. The expertise military spouses take from post to post or base to base benefits them as individuals and makes exchange operations better on both sides of the cash register. Examples of this abound in our organization, as military spouses of active duty and retired military now sit in senior leadership positions, including a senior vice president, multiple vice presidents, and even our own Fort Belvoir Human Resources Manager, Kathy Young, who joins me here today. These are just a few of the success stories the exchange's 6,300 military spouse associates have to tell. Much like their loved ones, these are people who are mission-focused. When your mission is to improve the lives of military families, as it is for us in the exchange, you can do no better than to partner with a military spouse. So, let's add spouses and the exchange to the pantheon of great pairings, because as Kathy will tell you, separately we're good, but together we're great. Kathy?
Thank you, Mike. I know you're a former Air Force colonel, so I suspect that's why you referenced Air Force blue and silver. But as an Army spouse, I have to say black and gold never goes out of style. Hello, my name is Kathy Young, and I'm the wife of Master Sergeant Michael Young. We have 3 children and mark 27 years of marriage this year. Sorry. I began working at the exchange in 1989 at what was then the Berlin PX as an intermittent cashier. By 1992, I had risen to the position of supervisor of customer service just in time for my husband to receive PCS orders. Unfortunately, this was before the exchange offered a spouse continuity program, and neither of the exchanges at Fort Gillem or McPherson had positions available when we touched down in Georgia. 2 moves and a couple of jobs later, I reunited with the exchange in 1999 as an intermittent cashier again. We were starting over at Fort Belvoir. Today, I'm the exchange's Human Resources Manager for Forts Belvoir, Myer, A.P. Hill, and McNair. The best part of my job is helping military spouses get jobs that allow them to grow professionally. Programs like the Exchange's Spouse Continuity Program are a huge benefit. We want every spouse to understand that they don't need to lose ground in their career due to exchange of location. We look for military spouses and try to place them in positions that match their skills. We give them employment and opportunity so they don't have to experience gaps and start over like I did. I'm living proof that employers like the Exchange allow military spouses to succeed while supporting their families. As such, I encourage every military spouse to contact their employer to see if they're an MSEP partner and to ask questions. Doing so is a fast track to a career path that works for both the employer and the military spouse. Thank you.
Great job.
Representing CSC Corporation, please welcome Mrs. Sherry Davis, Director of Diversity, Philanthropy, and Community Relations, and military spouse Mrs. Andrea Rumpler, Special Projects Deployment Manager.
Good morning. I actually take my glasses off to read. I'm very happy to be here with you this morning representing CSC. I've been with CSC for 18 years, primarily in human resources, and I have the pleasure of leading diversity and philanthropy and community relations for the company. Some of you may know CSC is Computer Sciences Corporation. We're an 80,000 strong employee IT business solutions company, and we're headquarters in Falls Church, Virginia. I'm proud to say that we have a very long history with MSEP before it was even called MSEP. 10 years ago, we were one of the founding partners of the original Army Spouse Employment Partnership Program, which launched in 2003. Thank you. So it gives us great pleasure to see DoD-wide MSEP partnership grow over 200 partners, with 60 new partners being inducted today. This is a true testament to the demonstrated benefits and value that military spouses bring to many diverse employers throughout our country. CSC has a long history of employing military personnel from all branches of the service. We offer more than a job. We offer long-term career paths with opportunities for growth and to serve our clients around the globe. At CSC, there are best practices that have contributed to our successful program. First, we understand the mobile military lifestyle. We work hard to retain our employees and seek out opportunities when our military spouses need to relocate. CSC also has a military spouse, Andrea Hall, who's here with us today, that actually manages our internal military spouse hiring program. There's nothing more critical than having someone who understands how to best meet the needs of the military spouse community. In terms of our tools, we actually have an applicant tracking system that identifies recruitment sources, and it tells us how each candidate learned about our job opportunities. This provides Andrea and others the ability to know that a candidate is from the MSEP program. This doesn't translate into a guarantee of employment, but does give strong opportunity for consideration for each military spouse and veteran who's applying for our jobs. And this is very important for a company our size that typically receives 200 or more resumes for every posted job opening. In closing, just let me say that we're very proud to be a partner along with so many others who understand the importance of supporting and contributing to these very special Americans. Our commitment will continue as CSC has committed to our First Lady, Michelle Obama, that we will hire 2,000 veterans, wounded warriors, and military spouses over the coming next year. So we look forward to many more military spouses joining the CSC family. Now I'd like to introduce Andrea and let her share her story with you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Rumpler. I'm a relatively new Navy spouse of 4.5 years. Back in 2009, I was living in Stuttgart, Germany, with my husband, Jason, who was serving as an analyst at DoD's European Command. As many of you know, with the Status of Forces Agreement restrictions and limited federal job opportunities available, finding employment overseas can be quite a challenge. There are a lot of highly qualified spouses and not enough jobs for everyone who wants one or needs one. Because of my past work experience and my master's degree, I was fortunate enough to secure a part-time job on base as an Army Career and Alumni Program counselor, assisting separating and retiring service members obtain employment beyond their military careers. In this capacity, I attended a job fair in Stuttgart where I met with ASEP representatives that had a booth there, as well as with the hiring team from CSC. As luck would have it, the CSC European HR manager told me that she would soon be recruiting for her own replacement because she was PCSing back to the States, and requested that I stay in touch with her. As a champion for military spouses, she interviewed me and one other spouse for the position, and what do you know? It was my turn to shine. I started with CSC in May of 2010. As the main recruiter for our positions in Germany, I attended many job fairs across many military bases and always targeted military spouses as my prime candidates for CSC career paths. Being a global company with the opportunity to pack up and take your job with you was one of my biggest selling points with the military spouses that I met, especially with those I was trying to recruit. When we moved back to Arlington last year, CSC was incredibly supportive. They allowed me to remain on board in a casual status so I could continue supporting my team in Europe while my husband and I were waiting for our household goods and our car and getting settled into our new house here in Virginia. So through the support of our internal military spouse employment partnership manager, Andrea, I was provided with many job opportunities in the DC area and was able to maintain employment with CSC. So because of that job fair networking opportunity that began in Stuttgart 4 years ago, I've been able to stay with CSC and celebrate my 3rd anniversary with them this past May, despite my time at an overseas duty location. This was truly something that I never imagined was possible in a mobile military lifestyle. And even more importantly, I've been able to grow with a company that clearly understands the value that military spouses bring to their workforce. So thank you, CSC, and on behalf of military spouses everywhere, thank you to all of the MSEP partners.
Finally, representing Northrop Grumman, please welcome Mrs. Ginger Wirtz-Banowski, Vice President for Government Relations for Space, Missile Defense, and Advanced Technology Programs, and military spouse Dr. Amanda Muller, Systems Engineer for State Health and Human Services Programs.
Good morning, everybody. I don't know about being last. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I'm delighted to be here to represent Northrop Grumman and to welcome all of the new MSEP members as you embark on this journey, and I'm sure it'll be very, very valuable to you, and we look forward to having you in our MSEP family. At Northrop Grumman, our CEO, Wes Bush, is a constantly reminds us about the value of diversity, not only ethnic diversity, but also having a diverse slate of people, whether it's military spouses, veterans, technical, non-technical. He really believes that the strength of our corporation is in that diversity. My perspective regarding the value of MSEP is probably a little bit unique because I'm able to see it from 3 different vantage points. First of all, I'm a corporate leader, and I want good talent, and I know that the military spouses and the veterans offer an incredible talent base. Second of all, I'm a retired Air Force officer, and after years of seeing the value of spouses and veterans and working in that team, I have that vantage point as well. And then finally, I'm a military spouse. I come from a very large military family. My husband, his brothers, my brother-in-laws, everyone, sister-in-laws are all have served both as spouses and active duty members. So since you've heard from all of these people, and I thought I would give you my personal top 10 of why our company and others represented here today hire military spouses and value them. So the first one is military spouses are adaptable. You've heard a lot about that today. Last-minute deployments, moves across the globe, frequent changes. We're definitely can handle the stresses of moves and last-minute changes. Second, they're dot connectors. Spouses are dot connectors. They understand how to leverage the professional, the personal, and the community networks. So they land on the ground and they are, Elastigirl. They jump into mode. Finally, thirdly, they are creative and innovative because they've had to be. They have to find solutions that work for them quickly. They've been there, done that, have the T-shirt, and they help others around them. 4, they're risk takers. They are not satisfied with status quo, and especially when they can find a better way. I don't know a single military spouse that likes to be heard, oh, we've always done it that way, right? They're going to find the way. They're going to power through. 5, they're resilient. They know to expect and be prepared for uncertainty and obstacles. 6, they're interdependent. They know how to identify the doers in any organization. They know how to collaborate and they make really excellent teammates. 7, they're independent and self-starters. 8, they're able to motivate others and make things happen. 9, they understand the importance of team and of family. And 10, and this is very important, they're mission-focused thinkers, whether it's contributing to national security or making our companies stronger and more competitive. That is what they bring to the table. So now for an example of that, I'd like to introduce Amanda Moeller, who has all of those attributes in spades. She's one of our finest system engineers, and she's made a lot of different moves around the globe and accommodated her husband and also managed to make it all work for her. Please welcome Amanda Moeller.
Thank you, Ginger, and good morning. 7 years ago, I completed my PhD in engineering at Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, and I have been very fortunate to have worked for Northrop Grumman ever since. I married my husband when he was a young first lieutenant, and I was an engineering graduate student. And I knew I would need a portable career at that time because we'd probably be moving a lot, but I didn't really realize quite how much. We've had 4 PCS moves in the last 7 years, starting in Ohio, then moving to Florida, to Colorado, here to Washington, D.C., and now we're living in Leavenworth, Kansas for 1 year while he attends the Army's Command and General Staff College, and Northrop is allowing me to work from home during that time. I obtained my bachelor's and master's degrees in biomedical engineering and in Worcester, Massachusetts, and then joined my husband at his first duty station in Dayton. And that is where I first began receiving support as a career-minded military spouse. I marched into my advisor's office with about the level of tact you can imagine from a 22-year-old graduate student and said, I have 3 years to finish my PhD, and at the end of that, my husband's moving and I'm going with him. And he helped me to design a program of study and a dissertation topic I could complete within that time frame. So I knew when I graduated I needed to find a company that would offer me that same level of support, and I found that with Northrop Grumman. Since I joined them in 2006, I've worked in numerous different divisions within their corporate family. I started in aerospace systems, then moved to intelligence, worked in our corporate office for a short time, and now I'm serving in our health IT division. So I found that being a military spouse who moves fairly often has actually turned out to be quite an asset, both for me and for Northrop. Every time we've moved, Northrop Grumman has placed me in a new position that not only worked for my personal situation and geographic constraints, but also advanced my career. Working in these different sectors of the company has given me a very valuable broad base of experience and expanded my knowledge and professional skills, which has made me an even more valuable employee. And Northrop has recognized that by offering me 3 promotions in the last 7 years. In June, my husband and I will be moving again. I don't know where yet. I'm hoping for Los Angeles, if anybody in the room can make that happen. No matter where we go, though, I know I will continue to be a loyal employee of Northrop Grumman, and I'll be an active member of our military spouse community within the organization. Looking back on my personal and professional experiences, I think the keys to success are being flexible and choosing a company that truly understands and supports military life like Northrop Grumman. They have been instrumental in making my career a successful one, and I am truly grateful. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Army Air Force Exchange Service, CSC Corporation, and Northrop Grumman and all their military spouse hires represent the significant accomplishments and valued leadership of all enduring MSEP partners. Please join in a round of applause for all of our MSEP partners and military spouses. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the Department of Defense is pleased to welcome our newest partners to the stage. As we call the name of each organization, please proceed to center stage to sign the MSEP Statement of Support and be welcomed by Mr. Vollrath and Mrs. Williams. Andrews Federal Credit Union. Andrews Federal Credit Union provides a full range of high-quality financial products to over 87,000 members worldwide with a passion for service, safety, and soundness. Their membership includes Washington, D.C., Andrews Air Force Base, McGuire Air Force Base, and military installations in central Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Anglicotech. Anglicotech, a service-disabled veteran-owned small business, specializes in organizational change management and enterprise information technology implementation and services. Anglicotech leverages the latest technologies to solve problems of national importance for their clients. Apogee Solutions. Apogee is a military spouse-owned small business specializing in allied health, operations, training, evaluation, and technology integration, which delivers vocational rehabilitation, legal, case management, life care planning, and disability management services. Benefit Recovery. Benefit Recovery reduces bad debt, improves cash flow, and speeds receivables through the design and execution of receivables management and recovery services. Specializing in private and government healthcare institutions, they are one of the most recognizable names in the benefits recovery business. Revenue cycle services include billing, follow-up, pre-certification, insurance verification, denial management, collections, and cash posting. BK Global Incorporated. BK Global is the parent company for Military Sales and Service Company and Exchange Technology Solutions. They provide comprehensive broker solutions for suppliers who sell their products and services through all military service exchanges and the Veterans Canteen service worldwide. Blackstone Career Institute. Blackstone Career Institute offers a career training program that helps adult learners transition to civilian workforces, find exciting new careers, and learn skills they need in today's job market. BCI's portable online career training programs help students train on base, at home, and virtually from any accessible, convenient location. Business and Professional Women's Foundation. BPW's Joining Forces for Women Veterans and Military Spouses Mentoring Plus program supports career-minded women through a high-touch, high-tech mentoring program that encourages working women to help women work. They empower women to achieve their full potential and shape today's workplaces through research, education, and policy development. Columbia Southern Education Group, Incorporated. Columbia Southern Education Group, which includes Waldorf College and Columbia Southern University, seeks to change and improve lives through higher education. They offer distance education programs at the certificate, undergraduate, and graduate levels, enabling a global student body to maximize their potential to serve the communities in which they live and work. CPS Professional Services. CPS is a management consulting and support services firm which helps clients achieve enterprise performance and management excellence. They specialize in strategic planning and business analytics, program and project management, innovation, problem solving, decision making, and organization and workforce transformation. Devon Energy. Devon Energy Corporation is a leading independent oil and natural gas exploration and production company. Devon's operations are focused onshore in the United States and Canada. They own natural gas pipelines and treatment facilities in many producing areas, making them one of North America's largest processors of natural gas liquids. Excelis Incorporated. Excelis is a leader in command, control, communications, computers, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, C4ISR, related products and systems. They also provide information and technical services which supply and support military, government, and commercial customers in the United States and around the world. DirecTV. DirecTV is one of the most World's leading providers of digital television and entertainment services, delivering a premium video experience through state-of-the-art technology, unmatched programming, and industry-leading customer service to more than 30 million customers in the United States and Latin America. Eagle Systems, a Columbia Group company. Eagle Systems is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Columbia Group, a leading provider of integrated logistics and training services for the federal government. They are a fast-growing company that is relying on 24 years of solid experience in the government market to deliver client-focused, responsive logistics and training solutions for a diverse client base. Education Corporation of America. Education Corporation of America is in the business of transforming lives. They own and operate proprietary colleges such as Virginia College, the Golf Academy of America, Ecotech Institute, the Culinary Institute of Virginia College, and New England College of Business and Finance. Express Employment Professionals. Express Employment Professionals helps businesses find the people and human resource services they need through their network of 600 locations in the United States, Canada, and South Africa. Each office is locally owned and operated and backed by the expertise and support of their international headquarters. Frontier Communications. Frontier Communications is a free service that allows customers to shop, compare, and purchase high-speed internet, voice, and digital services that are available across the nation. Service representatives assist customers in signing up for their services of choice. Homeland Security Solutions. Homeland Security Solutions is a large, veteran-owned training solutions, technology, and professional services company supporting law enforcement and security needs worldwide. They have experienced professional staff providing a full range of award-winning services to law enforcement and security organizations in the federal, state, local, military, and private sectors. InGear Career. InGear Career is a nonprofit organization created by military spouses for military spouses, past and present. They provide a free forum for professional development, community support, information sharing, and networking to address the unique challenges faced by career-minded military spouses. Intuitive Research and Technology Corporation. Intuitive Research and Technology Corporation delivers unique business and technical solutions for its customers, which are primarily in the defense and federal government sectors. They currently have 273 employees who match customer needs to their technical expertise in such areas as accounting, contract management, business analysis, engineering design, software design, and rapid prototyping. J.P. Morgan Chase. J.P. Morgan Chase is one of the oldest financial institutions in the United States with a history dating back over 200 years. They are a leading global financial services firm that employs 260,000 people who work in more than 60 countries. They are a leader in investment banking, financial services for consumers, small business and commercial banking, financial transaction processing, asset management, and private equity. Life Technologies. Life Technologies is a global life sciences company that believes in the power of science to transform lives. To support scientists worldwide, they offer high-quality, innovative solutions from everyday essentials to instruments from every lab and every application. Locums Incorporated MedStaff. Locums Incorporated is a small, woman-owned professional staffing company and national leader that provides healthcare staffing solutions to clinics and medical facilities across the nation. MedStaff specializes in providing primary care providers such as physicians, physician assistants, and nurse practitioners to clinicians and hospitals on a temporary basis. Luke & Associates. Luke & Associates provides direct care and clinical support medical personnel to military and government medical treatment facilities across the nation and around the world. This includes medical services consulting, technical support, advisory, and assistance services in the fields of engineering, biomedical and non-biomedical research, and information systems. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed that our statements of support are full, so please bear with us and stand by for a quick stage change as we change out our statements of support. Military Spouse Corporate Career Network. The Military Spouse Corporate Career Network is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that offers employment readiness training programs, job placement solutions, and no-cost services to military-affiliated spouses, retired military spouses, and caregivers of our war-wounded heroes. Military Spouse Foundation. The Military Spouse Foundation is dedicated to helping military spouses build careers and businesses while they continue to serve their country as a military family. They offer online self-actualization, skill building, and career-focused workshops, as well as support services which provide spouses with real opportunities and solutions to barriers resulting from their mobile military lifestyle. MyMilitarySavings.com. MyMilitarySavings.com is an exclusive military online savings, discount, promotion destination of choice for active duty and retired military families worldwide. For over 25 years, they have worked creatively to bring specialized services and consumer promotions directly to service personnel and family members worldwide via a full array of in-store coupons and displays. Navy League of the United States. The Navy League of the United States is comprised of 46,000 civilians and more than 250 councils around the world working to support sea service members from the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the U.S. Coast Guard and their families. They provide a variety of education programs that remind citizens that the United States is a maritime nation whose national economic and security interests are tied to the freedom of the seas. OMV Medical. OMV Medical is a recognized leader in the provision of medical staffing and management services. They augment and backfill highly skilled essential healthcare professionals to support Department of Defense, commercial, and Joint Commission accredited hospitals and clinics across the United States on a 24-hour basis. Pentagon Federal Credit Union. Pentagon Federal Credit Union, also known as PenFed, is one of the largest credit unions in the United States, serving over 1.2 million members. Their long-standing mission has been to provide superior financial services which are responsive to members' needs in a cost-effective manner. They offer market-leading mortgages, automobile loans, credit cards, checking accounts, and a wide range of other account services. PricewaterhouseCoopers. PricewaterhouseCoopers is a national and international company staff staffed by over 180,000 professionals who provide audit, assurance, tax, and consulting services in 16 key industries. Pricewaterhouse provides targeted services such as human resources, business deals, forensics, and consulting services that resolve complex issues and identify business opportunities that help companies of all sizes reach and exceed their organizational goals. Quicken Loans. Detroit-based Quicken Loans is the nation's largest online home lender and the country's third largest retail home mortgage lender. Quicken Loans has 10,000 employees who generate loans from 3 web centers and 1 reverse mortgage unit. The RGB Group. RGB Group is a provider of healthcare staffing and human resource management services with more than 2 decades of experience and solid reputation for quality. They specialize in recruitment, screening, credentialing, staffing, and management in the fields of nursing, occupational health, allied health, dentistry, early childhood development, social services, pharmacy, and physician services. Robert Half Incorporated. Robert Half Incorporated is the world's first and largest specialized temporary staffing company for accounting, finance, and bookkeeping professionals. Robert Half Incorporated provides support throughout client accounting departments. Sedgwick Claims Management. Sedgwick is a leading North American provider of claims and risk management services and resources for workers' compensation, disability, Family Medical Leave Act and other employee absences, general, automobile, product, and professional liability, and specialty markets such as affinity and first and third-party fleet programs, healthcare risk management, and retail and consumer care services. Skyline Unlimited. Skyline Unlimited is a nationally recognized company that specializes in providing administrative and professional support services to federal government agencies. Skyline personnel also provide backup and recovery operations, ensuring uninterrupted administrative and financial support to nearly 600,000 government employees. Smith Associates. Smith Associates, a woman-owned small business, provides consultative and staffing services for the Department of Defense, other governmental agencies, and private clients worldwide. They deliver customized consulting support including public affairs, marketing, partnering and facilitation, environmental restoration, organizational development, energy engineering, project management, event management, staffing, real support, property, and conflict resolution. Sutherland Global Services. Sutherland Global Services is a global provider of business process and technology management services, offering an integrated portfolio of analytics-driven, back-office and customer-facing solutions that support the entire customer lifecycle. Sutherland is one of the world's largest BPO providers, employing over 30,000 professionals at 35 global operational facilities. The Rosie Network. The Rosie Network is a nonprofit organization founded by military spouses for the purpose of promoting military spouse and veteran-owned businesses to the public. They offer a no-cost search tool featuring businesses owned and operated by military spouses and veterans from all military services, the National Guard, and the Coast Guard. The Timken Company. As a global industrial technology leader, the Timken Company applies their knowledge of metallurgy, friction management, and power transmission to improve the reliability and efficiency of machinery around the world. They engineer, manufacture, and market mechanical components and high-performance steel. Their bearings, engineered steel bars and tubes, as well as transmissions, gearboxes, chain, and related products and services support diversified markets worldwide. Time Warner Cable. Time Warner Cable is among the largest providers of video, high-speed data, and voice services in the United States, connecting more than 15 million customers to entertainment, information, and each other. Time Warner Cable Business Class offers data, video, and voice services, cell tower backhaul services to wireless carriers, managed and outsourced information technology solutions, and cloud services to businesses of all sizes. Time Warner Cable Media offers national, regional, and local companies innovative advertising solutions. The United States Air Force. Air Force Services deliver a unique capability in support of global reach and global power. Their team provides mission-sustaining combat support and community services to airmen and their families every day at deployed and home station locations. They feed troops, manage tent cities, operate field exchanges, attend to fallen comrades, and provide fitness activities and off-duty sports and recreation programs. U-Haul. Today, U-Haul customer patronage has enabled U-Haul to maintain the largest rental fleet in the do-it-yourself moving industry, which includes trucks, trailers, and towing devices. U-Haul offers self-storage, an extended line of packing supplies, and storage boxes. They are the largest installer of permanent trailer hitches in the automotive aftermarket and provide alternative fuel for vehicles and backyard grills as one of the nation's largest retailers of propane. United Rentals. Founded in 1997, United Rentals has become the world's largest equipment rental provider with an integrated network of 830 rental locations in 49 states and 10 Canadian provinces. They offer over 3,000 classes of equipment. Their diverse customer base includes construction and industrial companies, utilities, municipalities, government agencies, and independent contractors. Veterans United Home Loans. Veterans United Home Loans is the nation's largest dedicated provider of VA loans. They are dedicated to making the American dream of homeownership a reality for military service and family members. They are a team of high-energy, client-focused mortgage specialists genuinely committed to growing their online customer base. Victory Media Military Spouse. Victory Media Military Spouse owns and presents the Military Spouse of the Year Award on behalf of the military spouse community. They publish a military niche market military spouse publication and own several military-friendly properties, including MilitarySpouse.com, BaseGuide.com, Military Spouse-Friendly Employers, Military Spouse-Friendly Schools, and a merchandising line. Walgreens. As America's most convenient provider of consumer goods and services, pharmacy, health, and wellness services, Walgreens has something for everyone. With over 7,500 locations in all 50 states, including Puerto Rico, they are much more than a neighborhood drugstore. They are a company of e-commerce professionals, analysts, nurses, pharmacists, and retail professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to our new MSEP partners. Ladies and gentlemen, to close today's ceremony, please welcome Ms. Meg O'Grady, Program Manager for the Spouse Education and Career Opportunities Program and the Military Spouse Employment Partnership Program.
Enduring MSEP partners, will you please stand and remain standing? To date, our Enduring MSEP partners have posted over 1.3 million jobs on our MSEP portal and hired over 55,000 military spouses. And please remain standing. Our new MSEP partner inductees, would you please stand? I would like to welcome you to our MSEP community of partners. Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to our new MSEP partners. Please be seated. As we close today's ceremony, the Department of Defense wishes to acknowledge and thank all of our partners and special guests who are with us here today. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those who will be attending the MSEP annual partnership meeting at the DoubleTree Hotel in Crystal City, which begins at 12:30, Buses will be departing every 20 minutes from the Pentagon South parking lot beginning in approximately 10 minutes. The last bus for the DoubleTree will leave at approximately 11 o'clock. Guides are available to escort you back to the metro entrance of the Pentagon to catch the buses. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's program. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
really
no problem.
appreciate it.
No problem.
Very much appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, I couldn't see you.
Thank you.